not one, not two, but 3 days in a row, guys, have gotten a sweep on the Prizepicks platform. Haven't been at it with the content lately. I have been grinding on some esports, some CS2 learning. The last couple of weeks, WNBA went on All-Star break. I decided I'm going to get into the esports, really start to learn them. Went into it really knowing nothing. I'm still learning, but over the last couple of weeks, I've been learning a ton on what goes into being successful with this, and I'm starting to see some really good results, and I want to be sharing some picks with you guys on the channel here today, guys. The same process that went into these picks that you're seeing on the screen, the same process that's going into the VIP slips that I'm sending over to my VIP. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys an actual VIP slip that I did just place myself, that I did just send over there, breaking down the process of what's going into these CS2, man. I mean, like I said, this has been a new journey for me, and it's been going very well. So we'll be talking about some concepts, the tools that I'm using, the different things that are going through my mind when I'm constructing these slips. I will be sharing them with you guys here on the channel for free today. If you haven't hopped over in the VIP, I don't know what you're doing. You see the results on the screen, guys. I mean, it's been insane. If you go to my YouTube community page, you're going to see me posting these sweeps. If you want to keep up with it, it's not just Prizepicks. I got Underdog Fantasy. Guys, I get asked like what you get with the VIP. Just go to my Patreon page right here. I'll have it linked below in the comments and in the description of the video. It's on Patreon. You get access to all my tickets as soon as I place them. It says right here, all partnered apps, right? So Prizepicks, Underdog Fantasy, Better Picks, Parlay Play, Sleeper, right? All of those platforms, you're going to be getting my picks, my tickets as soon as I place them. So if you were over in the VIP, you would have gotten access to this ticket as soon as I placed it, right? This one as soon as I placed it. This one as soon as I placed it. Back to back to back nights. And the crazy part is we've been close to like 4 sweeps in each of these nights too. So I'll be giving you an actual slip here, but I got to give some shout outs before we get into it, guys. Once again, shout out to every single one of the VIP members. This is a fantastic way to get a ton of value from me and also support the brand, guys. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a small business. I'm a one-man show. So, you know, my Patreon, my Discord, that's probably the best way you can show me support, by becoming a monthly member. And then obviously you get access to all the plays to win the money with all of us here. So 2,500 win here for Big MW, another 2,500 with that MLB ticket that we had constructed for him, another 2,500 with that CS2 sweep. So, I mean, this guy's just been more than paying for his, you know, $49.99 a month. Ed the Fred with a nice 100 and 2,000 here last night. Also cashed in on this MLB sweep with a 75 into 1875, guys. I mean, we're paying for the entire year's membership in one night. A lot of these people in the winner's circle. Also been cashing in with the Underdog Fantasy plays. He cashed in for a nice $600 win here. With that one, we had Smitty 74. Yeah, this is one of ours. We got hooked last night. So, I mean, like, we could have had even more sweeps. 16 and a 400 here for Cat Daddy Riley. Riddix, I know he's traveling, so he's in the trophy state. We had 50 into 1250 here for BLCK Robert. 5 into 125. 10 into 640 here for Smitty. This is that MLB sweep that I had, as you can see on my screen. That was my sweep that I sent in right away. That ticket, let's see, we had Ricky with 20 into 200, Miami Go Canes with 26 into 130 here, another 50 into 1250 for him. Ace Way with 20 into 500 with that MLB sweep, Ricky 24. Guys, I mean, the winner circle is just flooded the last couple days. Like I said, I haven't been able to put out content, but 100 into 2,500 here for Quiz. Like I said, it's $50 a month. You get access to all these. You know, 1,400 win here on this CS2 play for myself. And it's just going to keep going. This is the sweep we had the day before. Ed the Fred again. I mean, this guy's made, you know, probably over $5 grand the last 2 days off the plays, and he's paying $50 a month. So it's a no-brainer. That's the goal. I want to provide as much value as possible, help everyone out, win a bunch of money here. Johnny J. Jockney, we had Ricky with that 5 and 125 on the other CS2 sweep. 20 into 500 here for Braun. 20 into 500 for BA. So you can see, like, these are the exact same plays that I have up on my screen because they're copying my ticket. So, you know, you get access to this as soon as I place it. You get access to this as soon as I place it. This as soon as I place it. You get the point. But it's just been an unbelievable run over there. And I just can't be on stream and on videos 24/7, you know? So I can be in the Discord all the time, grinding, finding the best value, sending it over immediately. And there's a lot of work that goes into it. So there's going to be a cost tag, a price tag associated with it. But if you haven't jumped over there, like, once again, guys, it's $50 a month, man. It's $1.66 a day. I will be going over some concepts here of what's been going into my process. The tools I've been using, the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, I'll be pulling up here shortly. It's been a big part of this. Joe Drift, 10 I mean, Ed the Fred again here, 55 and a 1375. Once again, you guys already saw my sweeps, but shout out to everyone over in the VIP, guys. Once again, if you haven't joined, it's on Patreon. Get in there as soon as you can. If you've been watching my content and you enjoy my content, you're really messing up, man, if you're not in my Discord. Like, I don't know what you're doing. I've added so much, and I have not increased that price tag from $49.99. I think it's going to have to go up eventually, but I'm keeping it there for the time being, so jump in there as soon as you can. And let's get into this ticket that I just placed, man. This is going to be it here. We'll just pull up the whole thing. We'll go play-by-play here. So for CS2, like I said, I really knew nothing about it a couple weeks ago. Now I've started to learn. They played it like 13. There can be overtime. They're map 1, map 2 kind of thing. You know, some correlation concepts. But the main tool that I'm using is the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. So we'll go play-by-play here. And, you know, we're going to be scanning the market. We're going to be talking about some correlation, some guys playing each other, and kind of what's going on in my process here. But the first guy we're going to talk about is going to be Hexed. And I'm taking the under 32.5. Why am I taking it? Once again, guys, this tool, so if you're someone that, I don't know, you hate me, you just hate VIP services, and you think I'm a ripoff, and, you know, he's just using optimizers, well, I am using this optimizer every day for my VIP plays. It's no secret. And if you'd like to use it, the same tool that I'm using, they're going to give you 25% off with the promo code KGKDFS. It's the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. So this is a tool I've been using every day for these CS2 plays. Hexed, you can see, they're giving us a 53.62% chance to hit on the under. Why is this? So for CS2 plays, we have underdog fantasy, hot streak, and parlay play. You know, in the esports world, it's not going to be quite as many sports books, you know, like a FanDuel, a DraftKings, etc. But we do have these multiple DFS platforms. They're going to pull in the data for us and tell us, you know, where these lines should be set. Hot streak is one with a dynamic payout structure, so this is similar to like what we're going to see on like DraftKings or FanDuel with the juice. So they actually have him all the way down to 30.5 with minus 147 on the under. So they're saying like, you know, it's highly likely that he's going to go under 30.5. You're going to have to actually risk more than you're going to win to take the under 30.5. And we're getting him all the way up at 32.5 on Prizepicks. You see he's at 30.5 on underdog, and he's at 30.5 on hot streak. Parlay play does have him listed at 32.5, the same as Prizepicks. So there's one data point where he's the same. But overall, the market is shifting, you know, towards his under here, especially at that 32.5 number. So, like, it's pretty simplistic. Like, that's why I'm taking the under. So we have multiple data points, right? And this game is, it's the NRG versus Boss game, okay? So I'm on the East Coast. This kicks off at 6 p.m. Now, one thing I've learned, you know, like I said, I've kind of had to learn, like, how CS2 works. I knew nothing about this 2 weeks ago. So, like, you can compare it to, like, a basketball game where there's going to be pace, or there could be blowouts, or if the game stays close, it could go to overtime. It's kind of the same concept. So the second play I'll pull in here is actually in the same game. This is something I've noticed, is if I'm able to get two guys in the same game, you know, and this game turns into a blowout, there's going to be less rounds. So they put it like 13 on map 1 and then 13 on map 2. And if one team's going to blow them out, you know, like 13-2 or something, there's going to be less rounds. If it's a back and forth game, they're going to keep going until they get up to the 13, and then it could go to overtime. So, like, here's a good example of two plays in the same ticket. We have that NRG versus Boss game at 6 p.m., right? We're going to go down to Cryptic here. We'll put that into the GGF optimizer as well. And this was on my mind when I was, you know, creating this ticket. The under 26.5, he's in the same game, this Boss versus NRG. And there is value on this. And being that they're in the same game, guys, you know, I want to go ahead and take them both in the same 6-pick flex, if that makes sense, right? So, like, we're hoping this game is a blowout. they don't go many rounds, and then these two guys don't lead the way. It's their teammates doing the job, all the kills. And then if we're able to get that, this is going to be really good. And then obviously the market's going to reflect same thing. So he's all the way down to 24 on underdog. He's down to 25.5, a whole entire kill less on hot streak, and they have him up to minus 144 juice on the under. Right, so it's like similar to FanDuel or DraftKings, where you'd have to risk $144 to win 100 essentially. It's a multiplier format, but it's essentially hidden implied odds. Daily Grind Fantasy is going to pull it in and do that calculation for us. That's why I use this tool. So there's very clearly value to be had on the under. He's at 26.5 on parlay play. Ideally, like when I'm looking at these plays, I'd like to see all of these plays listed at a lower number, right? Like in a perfect world. Sometimes we're going to get better value to where that might be the case. But in this this one, like 33.5 on Breeze here. You can see all three of these data points. We're looking at, well, actually, here's an example, right? So the 33.5 is higher than the 33 we're getting on Prizepicks. You get what I'm saying. Here's one, like the over 15.5 here. He's up to 16 and he's up to 16.5. So like in a perfect world, we really like to get plays where you can't get it on any other app, right? So I just want to throw that out there. Like that's something you could be keeping in mind when you're using this tool. That's something I'm keeping in mind. In a perfect world, some days there's going to be better value than others. It depends on the ticket construction. I'm explaining, right? Being that I have two guys in this same game, the kills, I want this game to kind of be a blowout. I don't want them to get a lot of kills. I want them to be like less rounds. So that's kind of into my process here, right? But anywho, and then we can just kind of rifle through these plays. It's going to be the same process, man. I'll make it quick, but like that's really that. This is truthfully what's been going on in the process. We like some correlation, if at all possible. Like if we review this ticket that I have here, do I have any plays in the same game here? Monty versus Eyeballer, Solid versus Sharks, Sampy versus Aurora, Young, Liquid versus Virtuous Pros. Yeah, the Sharks and Solid. So here's an example. RDNZO played for the Shark versus Solids, right? And then Destiny played for the Solid versus the Sharks. I took the over 28.5 and I took the over 27.5. This game stayed competitive, stayed close. They both went over. So it's the same concept on the unders. We really want them to not stay competitive so that these unders can hit, right? So yeah, like it's kind of a simple concept, but I've learned a lot about it over the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks. I knew nothing, like I said. So same thing for peeping. You can see he's listed at 26.5, 25.5. That's an entire 2-3 kills difference. It's a big deal. So we want to be taking the under 28.5 on peeping here. Daily Grind Fantasy pulling in all of that data for us to make it nice and quick. That's why we're taking it. It's such a simple concept, but it's effective. This is how you're going to win money long term. You got the 32.5 here for Built. You can see he's down to 32 on Underdog Fantasy. They already bumped him down. He's down to 31.5 on Hot Streak, and they're heavily favoring his under. Minus 156 on the under there for Built. Then you have the Cryptic play we already discussed, correlates with this Hex play, so hopefully that game turns into a nice blowout, and we'll round things out with Exercise here. Under 29.5, you can see he's down to 27.5 with massive juice on the under on Hot Streak. He's down to 28.5 on Underdog Fantasy, so there's clearly value to be had on the under 29.5. And last but not least, we have Wrinkle here. This is going to be actually the earliest game. The Ninjas versus Bama, over 7.5 headshots will be my last play. And why do I like this play? Because if we load it into the GGF optimizer, you can see here, he's listed at 8.5 and 2 different data points, and he's actually favored on the over 8.5 on Hot Streak pretty aggressively. So we can this is a perfect example of what I said in a perfect world. Like we really want to be getting plays if we can, that we can't get on any other platform. That's really how you're going to win money and find the best value, right? So this is the tool that I'm using to find it. You could go to each of these places individually for free. You could go to Hot Streak, you could go to Underdog Fantasy, you could type in these players' names and look, but they move the line so quickly that's why this tool is so valuable. It's going to help you diagnose that quickly, right? So Wrinkle's at 7.5. He's at 8.5 on Underdog Fantasy, and he's at 8.5 on Hot Streak. We literally can't get him at 7.5 on any other platform, and he's still aggressively favored on the over on Hot Streak at the minus 145 implied juice at the 8.5 number. So we're not only are we getting a discount at 7.5, but he's actually favored to go over 8.5 on another platform with a dynamic payout structure, okay? So hopefully that makes sense, man. I've been learning a ton about this in the background, and this is the tool. Like I said, You can get my VIP service, guys. I'm using this all day. I know you have work going on and crazy concepts. This is going to pull it all in for you, give you really good, valuable plays. This is the tool that I'm using, KJKDFS, and my link below will get you 25% off. Would highly encourage you to take advantage of that promo code. And then if you want to cut out all the BS, you don't want to be on the optimizers all day, the VIP service will be where it's at. I would highly recommend, honestly, if you're getting serious about this, if it were me, I would get this, use my promo code, get the percentage off, right? And I get the VIP. I just would. That's me. I would invest it. But you have two different options. This is the tool that I'm using for my CS2 plays, right? I kind of explained. We're finding the best value. We're looking at that data set, right? Like Wrinkle was a good example. We can't get this 7.5 line on these other platforms, and he's actually favored over 8.5. So like that's the process of what went into my picks. That's the same process that went into the other plays. I talked about the correlation with Hexed and Cryptic. So yeah, like that's what's been going through my head when I'm building these slips. The market's always changing though. So, these plays could get bumped up or bumped down or whatever the case may be. That's why the VIP service is really going to be helpful. Like for instance, Joe Ryan got bumped up to 7.0 strikeouts yesterday. I know that for a fact. He ended with 7 strikeouts. So if you didn't beat the bump, you would have only 10x your money, whereas we 25x money, right? So that's kind of what's going on over there. These are my plays. I already reviewed them, but we're going with the under for Hex map kills, 32.5, under for peeping, 28.5, under for built, 32.5, under for cryptic, 26.5, under for exercise, and the over 7.5 headshots for Wrinkle. And I broke down exactly why I like those plays. And yeah, man, this tool has been my secret to success for the CS2 world, Daily Grind Fantasy, so check them out. And if you want access to all my tickets as soon as I place them, check out the VIP. You can go ahead and hop in that winner circle with all these people. That, like I said, man, I mean, you're paying $50 a month. This man just made over $1,000 in a night, and then the night before, I mean, a lot of people are making like $1,000 a night this week. So I love to see it. That's the goal here. So anyways, Prizepicks has changed their offer, guys. If you use the promo code KJKDFS, they're going to get you $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. I'm going to have to change all my graphics. I've been working with them to get some new graphics. So that's the new offer over there. Thanks for tuning in. Wishing you all the best of luck on your Prizepicks player props tonight, and we will see you in the next one.